This
Yeah,
conference
and the
will
session
now
is
be recorded.
okay, and the session is recording. Can I know if anyone is from IT currently in this group, or everyone is new or willing to join IT? Can I have any few answers, please?
Yeah, this is Aruna. I am from non-IT background. So,
Okay, you're working currently in IT, and you
no,
want
no,
to
no.
shift to testing.
No, no, no. I'm totally from non-IT background. I did my master's in pharmacy, so I just want to go to the IT side. So, for me, I think testing is one of the good platform for non-IT people also. So, I just want to learn. I was new to the testing and IT background and everything.
Okay, good, good. Thank you, Aruna. Thank you for that. And Nupur, you
Thank
can
you.
go ahead and.
Yeah, hi, my name is Nupur and I'm also totally new to the IT field and I'm knowing not from non-IT field. So just going with this IT thing, it's going to be a new thing for me.
I see chefs. I don't know. Sorry for the ignorance, and you can go ahead with your this thing.
Yeah, my name is Chefs, and I used to be in management before. I'm looking to move into IT. I worked for a year in IT, but it was not complete IT, semi IT. So just want to get completely in IT. That's why I'm looking to join this course.
Okay, okay, good to hear that, chefs. And are there anyone who is willing to just give a brief background, just so that I can give you more insights in this session, and you will have new things that I can add up on my topic, so that you will have a workaround, and I can work around
Hello,
on the syllabus. Yeah,
hello, good
please. Who's
morning.
this?
Actually,
Yeah,
I did MPhil
Shamina.
mathematics.
Okay,
I did MPhil mathematics, and I moved my field to QA side.
okay.
So that's why I joined this
Oh,
session.
yes. Thank you, Amina. Is there anyone that can speak up?
Yeah, hello. My name is Vinay. So actually I'm working in IT field, manual testing. 1 year experience I had. So thing is that reason for joining this call is that in the job description people mentioned API testing.
Yes, yes.
API testing also you're going to teach. So that's the reason I've joined.
Okay, Vinay. Okay, sure. Yes, I have noted it. Is there anyone who wants to tell, or so that I can add few more topics and I can tell you more about testing? If you are very new, I can make you a walkthrough through the project exposure, not only on the this thing. Yeah, Suraj, please go ahead.
Yeah, Manasa. So I have been working in IT for past 8 years. So I'm about to attend my ISTQB exam. So I'm just brushing up the concepts for that one. So yeah, I'm just going through all the. I'm just joined to brush up all the topics before the exam. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Sure, sure, Suraj. We'll have that insight also. I
Yeah.
just noted
Thank you.
down. Yes, thank you. Is there anyone else who wants to add up? I'll just give 1 more minute. If you someone talk to have to talk something, please go ahead and then we can start about my brief introduction. Yes, chefs, please.
No, no, nothing. I accidentally clicked on that.
Okay, sure, sure. Okay. Okay, so I don't think we get any more insights. Okay, let's go ahead. Okay, hi, warm welcome to the demo session today. I am Manasa Annasagaram with total 12 years of experience. I have extensive experience in automation, manual, as a project lead, team lead, and currently working as a project manager with uh, one of the IT I have been associated with, and I have huge experience in training people because I have experience of uh, converting manual testers into automation testers, and also pulling people from different IT background into testing. So you can have that hope on me, and you can trust on my session, and you can get into this session, and we'll have a very good knowledge, and it will be interactive session. And I know you might have previously have listened this session previously, that these are interactive sessions and all, but I promise it will be interactive, and you people gonna talk about the session also. Okay. So, and for your information, the session is getting recorded, and we'll have a go. We'll start a kickstart on the syllabus, what all the things I would like to cover, and also how things are gonna do. Okay, I'll start sharing the screen. Okay, please let me know once you're able to see the screen. I hope everyone is able to see the screen, right? At least yes,
Yes,
please.
yes, yes. We are
Yes,
able to.
yes. Yeah, okay. Then I'm going to start with the manual testing, and then slowly move to the API testing concepts. And everything, whatever I teach here is with the help on the project experience only. It is not it's not a theoretical explanation that I'm going to give. Everything, whatever I tell here, I'll relate it to the real-time examples, and also I'll explain how it happens in the project, so that when you are into the IT, or when you start with an IT, it will be easy for you to get into this project, and you can relate the things. Okay, we have learned this in this session, so that is how I'm going to explain. So the first is manual testing. These topics and all, I'll be adding a few of them. For now only these are the things that I'm going to I have it handy, but in future, based on our sessions, based on your interest and based on your responses, I'll be adding few more topics here. Everything is on project side only. Whatever I teach, you'll be ready, and you will have a very kickstart with your project things. So, so I'll just go through all the topics what I'm going to explain in manual testing and also API testing. So let us have this walkthrough first. Okay. So first chapter we'll cover about overview of testing and what exactly is a software, what is quality, and I'll also give you some guidelines how testers have to behave, how things go around in the project and all. And what is software testing? There are few main terminology that you have to learn before you learn dig deep dive into testing concepts. So this is where we start, and the main base of foundation or the base of the testing is 7 software testing principles, and everything we learn with the real-time examples. And I promise you will have the project exposure also, and we will do all the we'll have assignments, and we will have assessments, we'll have quizzes, we'll have everything one-on-one sessions also. And you can also feel free to ping me on my WhatsApp number for any issue or any doubt or any clarification in future. And we'll know what exactly the static testing and dynamic testing is. And second and third chapter includes the introduction of testings. And before learning about testing, we have to learn about what is SDLC lifecycle and what are the different SDLC models. I'll explain you everything in detail, and there are different types of models you have to learn, and what is fundamental testing process. There is some main process that you have to follow when you are in a project. Okay, so that is that also will have exposure, and you'll have exposure what is software testing life cycle, what is bug life cycle, test levels and all. And coming to the next thing, it is test analysis and design. You will learn what are different testing techniques and test types, what are the different testing types you do in the project, and test activities. As a tester, what are the activities you do? As a fresher, what are the things you do? As a project lead, what are the things you do? As a manager, what are the things you do? So these are all the things you will be doing. And test planning is how to test, what to test, when to test, and how to write test cases. Coming to risk management, there are few risk management techniques that we have to handle it, and test monitoring, test control, and test completion, configuration management, and defect management. These are all the things that we cover under 5th chapter. Coming to the 6th chapter, it is introduction about testing tools. We'll have different testing tools. Even if it is a manual testing, we use different types of tools. And the one standard tool that most of the companies use are Quality Center and ALM. And the second one is Jira, and the third one is Azure DevOps. Azure DevOps is currently the trend, and you will have an insight about how to create a how to create test cases in DevOps also. Everything I'll give you a deep dive knowledge on these tools also. What main things that testing people will use, and how to raise a defect, how to assign it, all these things I'll let you know. And coming to the 7th one, agile methodology. Most of the IT project companies are currently following this agile methodology. I'll explain you, because all my career I've been mostly working into agile. I can have you. You can have a deep dive on the agile methodology. How exactly the agile team works. What are the agile ceremonies we have, and how to work in agile team. Even if you are working in testing, you might not have the exposure of working in agile testing. So I'll help you with all the terminologies in the agile, how the people interact, how they talk, everything you will get to know. And also I'll help you with the ISTQB preparation and mock questions. So whenever we are working on these things, I'll give you highlight points where what are the main topics for ISTQB, and what are the things that are used for ISTQB. I'll highlight in the in the course itself. When I was explaining, I'll just tell you this is the main ISTQB concept. And I'll also help you walking through to what are the main concepts, and how ISTQB syllabus is divided, and what is the percentage of ISTQB. What topics you have to cover more, and what topics you have to cover less. And also you will also get the domain knowledge on banking and e-commerce, because banking is the most one that I've worked previously in my exposure, and e-commerce also I have the exposure, so I can help you on the domain knowledge also. Domain knowledge is nothing but on what application you are working on. So that is what. So if you are working for a banking project, it is a banking domain you have to get through, like on the high level topics. And e-commerce is something like Amazon, Myntra, and all. So those are the high level topic domain knowledge you'll get. And also you'll also get assistance of CV preparation and mock interviews. I'll help you with mock interviews. I can conduct you 2 to 3 interviews if you want, if you are really interested. And I can also help you what are the things that you have to work on if you have to attend for the interviews, and what are the things you have to brush up more. So first mock interview, I'll take it, and I'll give you a review about what all the things that you have to review, and again come back with the interview. So we can have 2 or 3 mock interviews based on your interest. And CV preparation, I'll also help you what project you can put, and if whatever project you have put, you can convert your old experience into the testing experience with all the knowledge I give you with the on the project side. And also I can also help you how to explain your project, how to explain what all the activities that you have done. And this is all will happen in the last stages of our course. And this is about manual testing. And coming to the API testing, so nowadays API testing is a trending. So even though if you have manual testing experience, most of the people are asking for API testing concepts. So we'll have a walkthrough on API testing on the project level. Okay, so whatever API testing course I'll tell, if I tell theoretically, you will not able to understand, and you will not able to replicate when you are assigned to a project. So whatever I tell, it is on a project level only. So in the API testing concept, you will get to know what is client server architecture, and what are the different database layers, and what is API, what API testing is, what is the difference between API testing and unit testing. You'll get to know about these testings when we start about learning about different testing types. So we'll cover all these API testing concepts once we cover this manual testing. And we can also say that difference between API testing and how web services are called, and what is HTTP structure, what is an XML and JSON, URL, URI difference, tools for API testing, approach for API testing, challenges, what to test, or, I mean, how you generally load a project into the SOAP UI and how you test it. So these all the things I'll cover. So there are different types of API testing concepts. One is REST. Other one is Postman is a tool that you use, and other one is REST Assured and SOAP UI. So these are the different tools that we use. So I'll explain you in each and everything, and how you load a project, how you test inside the project and all. So we'll have this walkthrough and all. You can always stop me whenever you're free, whenever you feel it is little going fast and all. So we can have that. That is not at all a problem. And then if you are okay, or if you have any questions, you can raise your hand, or if you want me to go ahead, we can have just a brief introduction about testing, and maybe tomorrow we can have a full-fledged testing concept start. So do anyone have any questions here? Yes, Ranjan, please go ahead.
Yeah, hi. Just I want to know any defect tracking tool you are covering here?
Yes, I explained here, right? See, Quality Center, ALM, Jira, Azure DevOps, these are all defect tracking tools only.
Okay then.
So these are the tools that we'll be using in the project for all testing perspective.
Okay then.
So Azure DevOps is the latest tool that we are using currently, and there are few company projects and companies who are still using Quality Center, and the Jira is also a defect trafficking tool that we align according to the project. So I'll be helping you out with all three tools.
ALM means that HPLM, right?
Yeah, HPLM.
Okay, yeah, thanks.
Anyone, any other questions, please?
No, it's good.
Yeah, it's good, right? So okay, okay. I see there are few people who are who came for testing course from the scratch. So we'll go through this. Okay, so what exactly is software testing? So you might be having a big question, how testing goes, what is this, and everything, right? So we'll have a brief thing about this testing. Okay, so first of all, before going to testing, we have to learn where exactly the testing is, how exactly a project starts in IT, and how things go on, and where exactly the testing will come. Okay. So basically, in the layman term, we'll take one example so that you can understand. Okay. Suppose I have an idea of implementing a business, right? So I got an idea. I have to implement. I want to suppose I say I want to implement a recycling old clothes business. Okay. So now I have an idea. What is this idea? Okay. So what for this idea? What I need? I need few requirements. What are the requirements for this? Requirements is old clothes I need, and I have to approach few people where they can donate their old clothes, and all these are the requirements, and I have to have a machinery where we can recycle these old clothes. Okay. Okay, so I have few requirements now. At the starting stage, I have only few requirements, like 2 to 3 requirements. Based on the requirements, I have to design it. Okay, so now I'll go for a design. So design is where it comes up. So I start designing, like I start thinking, okay, so now I have all the requirements with me, and now I have all the ideas with me. Now I want to have a plan. So where and when I can recycle, how after recycling, what are the things I can do, what are the waste that I have to, where the waste have to go, and after recycling, what I have to do. So this is the design structure. I start doing it. Okay. After that, what I do, I have everything in place. Now I have a design. So the design is, okay, I have this recycled clothes from this society, and then from that society, I'm taking all this recycled clothes, I'm putting in this machinery. Out of this machinery, the clothes are recycled and there is some waste that is coming up, and that waste I'm going and giving it to the garbage collection, and whatever that is recycled, I am going to do some bags out of it. Okay, so I got everything in a design. So now what I do, I start development. What development? I go start collecting the old clothes from nearby societies, and then I take it to the machinery and do all the things. I mean, put it everything in the machinery, and it comes like recycled, and whatever waste that is coming, I'm going and giving it to the garbage collection. Okay, now I got a product. What is a product? That is a product that is developed, right? Whatever the recycled thing that I got it, I have developed it. Now what should we do? Should we directly go and sell it to the customer? I mean, sell it to the customer. So I have developed bags out of recycled clothes also. Okay, so if I directly give it to the customer, what will happen? So there might be chances that the bag is not functioning properly. The zip that you have used is not zipping properly, or the handles that you have stitched is not stitched properly. So there might be issues that are coming up. So for that issue, what you do is, it is always better that we test the product and give it to the customer. Okay, what exactly the testing here is? What you got a recycled cloth and you have stitched the bag, and then you're sending to a testing team where the people start sitting there, start opening the zip and opening the handles and checking all the stitches are working fine and is the bag functioning properly. So that is how you do a testing for the in a layman perspective. Okay, so now the bag is ready and you have tested it and you have sent it to the customer. So what is that customer? That is sending it to the customer is deployment. So you have deployed the product to the customer, and then comes the maintenance. What is maintenance? You will have a service warranty for this bag. Suppose it is 6 months of warranty. So in this 6 months of warranty, if the bag scratches, or if the bag of the holder goes away, or the zipper doesn't come properly, so they come back to your team saying that this is not working properly, and you fix it and you give it back. So that is called maintenance. So this is how a software development life cycle will go on. So this is on high level how the project works. So this is on a layman perspective, and we will get to know how it applies and implicates in the project also. So this is how development, testing phase, and maintenance phase, and also requirements phase will come up. Okay. Please stop me if you feel that I'm going fast, or if you want me to slow it down. You have to give me the input so that I will go according to this thing. And now coming to the testing. So now we already have got an idea what testing is. So whatever we test, any product or any medicine or anything that you test with manual effort. So manually you are testing it, then it is called a manual testing. So what exactly testing does? Testing helps to prevent the defect. As in the previous scenario, you have analyzed the issues that may come up before, that might be called as a defect. Okay, so defect and all terminology, we'll learn it later, but for now testing help, you just understand testing helps to prevent the defects. Okay, so it also helps to detect the defects. In the previous example, what happened is, when you are before giving to the product, you are actually checking the quality of the project, and if there is any issue or anything that is coming, if any zipper is not working, what you are doing, you are detecting it before giving it to the product. So that is how it is detecting the defect. And risk management. Okay, for risk management, I want to tell you an example. What is that example? It's a medical instrument. Okay, suppose I have produced one medical instrument, that is some X-ray or ECG machine. Okay, I don't test it. I just directly give it to the deliver to the customer, and he start using it. Okay, so suppose suddenly the X-ray machine, if you sit on that X-ray machine and then that X-ray machine start blasting up, what happens? It is a risk to the patient and it is a bad name to the institution also. All right. So that is called risk management. So it also helps in risk management. It will not end up with severity. It will help us to reduce the severity. Okay. And coming to the next point, it is improves the quality. Okay. Suppose we have not done the product properly, or there are some minute changes that you have to put up. You can do it before giving to the customer. That can help you to improve the quality. Okay. And it also checks whether the requirements are met or not. Okay, so here also we can go with another example. Like suppose we got idea saying that we got an idea saying that we have to make a television. Okay, we tried doing television and finally we have delivered a fridge. Okay, so is it meeting the requirement? No, right? What was the requirement? Requirement was making a television, but what we did, we have delivered the fridge. Okay, so that is how we also check the requirements are getting met or not. So these are some of the things that we have to learn about testing. And coming to the software testing, this will be the last topic we can have. We can have, and we can go for few of the queries in the between, and then we can go for the rest of the topic. Okay, so so now we have understood how a project works on the high level, and then how testing works, and now we are going to learn what exactly is software testing. So before learning about software testing, first we have to learn this terminology. What is software? What exactly is a software? So I might not know what exactly is a software. So let us learn about what is software. Okay. A software is a collection of computer programs that helps us to perform a task. So software is a collection of a computer program. So it is a set of computer programs where it will help to perform a task. Okay. Suppose we have a habit of using a mobile, right? So we cannot use a mobile until it has a proper software. We cannot use a TV until it has a proper software, right? So if the software is not installed in your mobile, what happens? You just see a blank screen. As in today's day, everyone have a smart mobile, right? Everyone, even the kids like 4-5 years also have a smart. Only they can use it when they have a proper software installed. If it is not installed properly, then what happens? A blank screen appears and you say, yo, this mobile is not working. We have to go back and we have to check how the software is. Okay, so that is what the software is. So there are different types of software we have to know. The first one is system software. System software is nothing but the operation system. So generally, if you are using a computer, if you are using a TV or something, it has to have an operating software. Operating in the sense, it has to on, it has to switch off, everything has to be done. So we give instructions to the particular software saying that you switch on or switch off. So that is how operating system, it is called OS. And the program software, program software is nothing but compilers and debuggers. If you have any idea about what is a compiler and debugger, it is very well. Or if you we'll get to know about this in detail in future. It just helps us to fix the software. So that is what a compiler or debugger is, an application software. So nowadays we all have this habit of scrolling to Instagram every day now and then, right? So what exactly happens in Instagram? Before you have an Instagram on your mobile, you have to have a software to operate the mobile. So that is a program software. And then after you have a program software, you jump immediately into the Play Store or iOS store. And then there you start searching for Instagram and you just click on install and it will be in your mobile, right? So that is called application software. So you are getting that software into your machine. What is that software? That particular application. What is that application? That is Instagram application. So that Instagram application you are getting into the mobile and you are installing it, and so that you can access it through Instagram software. Okay, so that is called application software. So basically something like web apps or mobile apps are all examples of applications. Okay, I guess, okay, so are we good on this topic, software testing, or if you want me to repeat anything till now, I can go ahead. Only if you
It's clear.
speak, only
It's
if you
clear.
speak, only if you speak, I can go ahead, because it should be interactive, because I should also know how things are working. Are you getting the point? Or if I have to put effort more, I can put it. Okay. Okay, so till now we have learned what is software testing, and we got an idea what exactly is a software. Okay, so now we'll go ahead. What is quality? So, okay, before going to the definition or something like that, I'll explain you in a layman term so that everyone will understand. Okay, so we'll go to a vegetable vendor daily, and we have the habit of picking the vegetables, right? So there, what you happen, you just don't go blindly and put some vegetables into the machine, and you can pack it and you come home, right? So first, what we do is we check the quality. Is it not torn? Is it not spoiled? Or is it healthy? Is it okay for cooking? Okay, right? So that is where we check the quality of the product. Okay. In day-to-day life, every day, or in everywhere it happens, when you start observing things, you almost every time you check the quality of the things that you want to check. You want to do it in your day-to-day life. Okay, so that is how you check the quality. So however, we test the quality of the product to bring it to our home. In the same way, an IT industry or the project or the client will also wants to check the quality of the product before they deliver it to the end customer. Okay, so that is how the quality term comes up. And coming to the testing, so testing and quality, we'll tell testing can help us to measure the quality of the software, right? So whenever you're going to a vegetable vendor, what you are doing, you are checking for the quality of the vegetable. Is it okay to cook for us, or is it spoiled, or is it rotten, or something like that? So that is how, even in testing, we also help to measure the quality of the software. Whatever we are doing is proper or not. Okay. So, and this is one of the ISTQB topic that you have to concentrate more. And according to ISTQB, this is the topic that you have to remember. It is a blind thing that you have to remember. So quality according to ISTQB is the degree to which a component or a system or a process meets specified requirements and or user to a customer and expectations, user expectations. So this is the standard definition that has given from the ISTQB perspective. So, okay, so someone, there might be chances that you don't know what exactly the ISTQB is. So ISTQB is a standardized certification committee where they help us to qualify the tester that he is okay for testing. So as we have standard, there are few standards that we have to follow if we have to deliver a project, right? So in the same way, STQB is a standardized certification that every manual tester is good to have it, and so that they can show up in a project saying that I have an ISTQB certification. Then they will be like, okay, he knows all the concepts of ISTQB, so he's aware of all testing concepts, and we can hire him. So if you are interested in ISTQB, plus just please note it down, this standard, what I can say, standard definition that ISTQB has given, and this will come up in one of the ISTQB questions. Okay, so you have to by heart it, because this is how the standardized thing they wanted to. So what exactly the quality is? The quality is the degree to which a component or a system or a process meets specified requirements, or user or customer and expectations, meet the expectations. So this is measured in terms of defects found. Okay, So how is quality defined? So quality is defined is like, so when you are going to the vegetable market, when you don't find any vegetable that is rotten or spoiled or something, then you can say that quality is good. Or if you are trying to figure out and put few of the vegetables inside that, and you find 2-3 rotten, 2-3 spoiled, and then you say, oh yo, this is not fresh, or this is spoiled, or oh no, this quality is not good, we have to go and get it somewhere else. So that is how defects is something, defect is like in layman term, that is how you explain it. So if the quality is not good, then you have to raise it at defect. Okay. So this is how a testing and quality explains according to ISTQB. And as I told, right, there is a basic terminology that you have to find out. You have to know before you learn about testing. Okay. Okay. So now already we have gone through what is defect, and you have been familiarized about what is defect and what is failure. Okay. So we will learn about this slowly. Okay. So what is error? What is defect? What is failure? So the first base of a failure or a defect is error. Okay. What happens? What is error? First we'll go through the definitions, and then I'll tell you the example. Okay. What is an error? A human action that produces an incorrect result. So whatever a human action that produces an incorrect result, that is called an error. So error can be manifested as a defect. Okay, a defect, what happens is a flaw in a component or the system that can cause a component or the system to fail to perform its required function. So that is called a defect. A flaw in a component or a system that can cause the component or the system to fail to perform its required function is called a defect. And defect may result in failure. Okay, it may result or may not result, but most of the time it may result in failure. So what is a failure? Deviation of the component or the system from its expected delivery, service, or the result. Okay, deviation of the component or the system from its expected delivery, service, or the result. So these are the terms given by ISTQB, and these are the standardized definitions that we have to learn about error, about defect, and about failure. And this is one of the most important topic in the ISTQB pattern, where they have different questions about error. It might be about a defect, it might be about a failure, and they might be asking about what is defect, how defect is caused, and these are all the ISTQB pattern is all multiple choice question. So you will have 4 different choices, A, B, C, D, and you have to find out which one is correct. So okay, there might be a chances there they given what is defect and question, and there you give 3 different definitions, and you should be able to identify the correct answer, that a defect is a flaw in a component or a system that can cause the component or the system to fail to perform its required function. Okay. So in the previous example, what we have learned is a vegetable vendor. We are going to a vegetable vendor and we are going. Okay. So we'll go into that example only. Okay. So what is an error in that example? Okay. So if the farmer starts sowing the seeds, so before sowing the seeds, he also has to check the quality, right? So without checking the quality, it would be if he's taking the rotten quality of seeds, then obviously the product will be rotten, right? It will not be proper. Okay. So then he has to check the quality. Even though after also checking the quality, he might not take proper care, he might not put proper manure, or he might not water the plant properly. So what is that? It is an error, that a human action that produces an incorrect result. So he is not taking a proper action. So what happens is, if he is not putting water, if he is not putting a proper manure or pesticide or something, what happens is the product whatever he is getting out of the farm is not proper, is not in a proper way. It might be rotten, it might be smelling bad, or it might not look fresh also. So that is what error is in that example. And what happens is next is a defect. Okay, so what happens is, even though if, he found out that there is an error in the product, he simply send it to the customer or the supermarket nearby, and he starts selling it. Okay, what happens is, and customer starts coming and checking the product, and he says, oh, this is not fresh, or this is not performing however it should be. So generally what we have the mindset is, vegetables should be fresh so that it will be healthy for us to cook, right? So then you go and check, okay, this is not good, this is not proper, and this is, what is this? This is a defect. Okay, so then what is that defect called as? A defect is a flaw in a component of the system that can cause the component of the system to fail to perform its required actions. What is the required action? Vegetable should be fresh, it should not be rotten, it should be proper to be cooking. So then it is not happening here in the supermarket wherever we went, and we say, okay, this is not correct, this is defects. This is something I see a defective piece. And then what you do is, again, it tends to failure. What happens is, everyone starts rejecting this product, and what this supermarket vendor will go and tell the farmer is, you have given me a failure product. What a failure is, it is a deviation of the component or the system from its expected delivery, service, or the result. Okay, so what generally they say is, okay, whatever you have given is not a good product, it failed what it has to do, so I don't approve your product from now onwards. So that is how a vegetable vendor will go and tell the farmer, saying that, please in future don't give me this failure product, please put an effort to not to happen any errors, so that error will not come to the defect, and defect will not come to the failure. Okay, that is how it happens in a layman term. Okay, so this is very important for you to understand this cycle. Error will affect a defect, can manifest as a defect, and it may result in failure. So this is the main important diagram if you are trying for ISTQB, and you have to have this noted in your brain. Okay, and now coming into this IT, okay, in this project perspective. Okay, so what happens is, a developer develops a product. Okay, so he develops and he gives us to testing. Okay, what we will do is, we go and start testing the product. Okay, so I see there is a deviation in the component. Okay, there is, I have got as we have seen an example in the previous example, right? What is the example? Making of a television, but we delivered a fridge. Okay, so we were actually planning to do a TV, but what we have done is, we have done a fridge. Okay, so I see a flaw in the component. So what it has to do, TV has to on, off, it is non offing, and it's freezing in it. Oh, there is a defect. What is this defect? Oh, this is not according to what we have got the requirements. Okay, what is this? This is a defect. So we start identifying it as a defect, and what we do is, we have different defect tracking mechanism tools. There we go, and we just log a defect, and we tell the developer, okay, please work on it. So that is other part of the story. But coming to the defect, if we have more and more defects like that, we tell the developer, see whatever you have developed is not according to the requirements that we have got. Please see, I see this is a failure process that we have done. It is the same example whatever we have took in television and the fridge, right? So we have started developing a television, but we have delivered a fridge, and they come back and they say, you have given me a failure project. So that is how we explain about error, defect, and failure. I have spent some time over here because it is very important to you to learn about error, defect, and failure. It is really very important. You have to get terms about this so that we can go ahead. I hope till now we are clear. So what all the things we have learned, what is this, where exactly the testing fits, how the project works, how we get idea, how we get the requirements, and then how we design the product, and how we start developing the product, and then we test it, and then we deploy it, and then we start the maintenance. Okay, and and then we learned about what is testing. Okay, well, in general, what is testing? So whatever testing is, and what are the things that testing helps, like testing helps to prevent the defects, and it will help to detect the defects. And we learned about risk management, and we also learned about how to improve the quality. And next, we are meeting the requirements. Testing will also check whether the requirements are met or not. Okay. Then we came to the topic what is software testing, and we also learned what is software here. So software is something like it will help us to perform a task with the help of a set of programs. There are different types of software we have. The one is system software, other one is program software, and the other one is application software. And then we came to learn about what is quality, what is quality in layman terms, and how it implies in testing, and how we are testing the quality of a product. And coming to the third one, we have learned about terminology of testing. The main terminology you have to learn about thing is error, defect, and failure. And then okay, so now we learn, you get used to these three terms: error, defect, and failure. Most of the time, we only think about this defect. We only talk about this testing. Wherever we are in a project, whenever we are in a project, we only talk about defect. We rarely use about error and failure. Okay, so you just have to get through what exactly the defect is. Okay. And now coming to the cause of defect. So what might be causing this defect? Okay. There might be several reasons that you might be causing a defect. So in the example of making a television or making a fridge, what happens is you have given a very tight deadline for the developer, for the engineer to give a product. Okay, you suppose you go and say, today is my starting day, and I want this by at least next 3 days. And he did not yet start with any of the requirement gatherings also, like something. If he has to start developing a television, what he has to do, he has to get the circuit board, he has to get the power supply, amplifications, he has to get the screen, he has to do all these things, right? Only then he can start testing. And you only give like 4 to 5 days, and you ask him to deliver a product, it is highly impossible, right? There, what is happening, you are giving a lot of time pressure to the mechanic or the engineer to complete the product as soon as possible. So that might be one of the cause of the defect, where he might miss to give the power supply, where he might put the circuit board in a left to right manner. He has to put, but he has put from right to left. So that might be one of the reason. And deadline, you are also giving the tight deadlines, like you have to do it like 4 days, then I only have the product ready in my hand. So time pressure, it might be deadline, a tight deadlines, or it might be also time. So he might panic because he has very less time and his brain doesn't work properly, and then he starts panicking, and then he delivers a very product with defective product. Okay, then the product comes to your home, and when you switch it on, it will not on. Oh boss, this is a defective product, I did not get a proper product, and you go to the customer center. So that these are the causes of defects. Okay, so all these defects are unavoidable. See, there might be a scenario where you also in the project face all these deadlines, tight deadlines, and you also face like you have to deliver this product like 1 week, and we don't have manpower, and you have to stretch yourself. All these scenarios will come up, and these are unavoidable. You cannot directly go and say your project manager saying that, boss, I don't have time on Saturday, Sunday, I will not work and I will not do. That will not happen. And you have to adjust it, right? So you have to adjust it, and you have to start working in the project. And once you get a grip, then you can happily enjoy your time also. So these are all unavoidable. If you are working a project, these are all unavoidable, and you have to get through this. And so we include testing in our life cycle so that we can deliver a happy product. Okay. So while giving things, okay, we give all the things, and we can say, okay, you deliver the project in 4 days, and we have 4 days time for testing, so that if you have any issues, the tester will test the product and tell you back, and you can fix it again, you can give it. So that in this manner, what is happening is you are actually helping to improve the quality of the product. What you are doing is improve the quality of product. Suppose you have delivered this TV with the tight deadlines, and you have given it to the testing team. Okay, what testing team does is first he will start switching on the TV. Then it don't switch on. What happens is he will tester will go back to the mechanic or the engineer. He'll tell, see, this is on, this is not switching on, how can we deliver this project? Then he'll say, oh, I thought it was awning, let me check, and he'll go and fix that. Then it again comes for testing. What happens again? He'll switch on. Okay, now it is switching on. Then he'll start navigating from one channel to other channel. What is happening? It is navigating. And then what happens when he tried to switch off? It is not switching off. Oh, he again goes to the mechanic and engineer, tell boss, this is not switching off, you have to fix it. Then they will again fix it, again give it to the tester, and you again start testing the product, and you can say, okay, now the product is okay, we can send it to the customer. So then we can send it to the customer, and then we cannot assure that the product is 100% tested and all, but yes, we have improved the quality. We have stopped that issues, whatever we have faced in the testing phase. These issues are not focused to the customer, so that they feel that it is a happy product. So this is how a testing happens in every phase of our thing, whether you're buying a product, whether you're testing an IT project, everywhere you can amplify this concept of testing. So this is how causing a defect will help us, implementing testing will help us in reducing the defect and improving the quality. Okay, so coming to the testing, so basically there are two types of testing. So what is the two types of testing? Everyone will know, because nowadays everyone in the market, they'll say, are you a manual tester or are you an automation tester? How many projects did you work and all? They start asking if you start telling about manual testing. Okay, so manual testing and automation testing are the two major testing that every IT industry, every project will have. So what is manual testing? Whatever software you are checking, if you are checking manually, then it is called manual testing. And what is automation testing? If you are writing a code, or if you are doing some change, if you are writing a code and using different tools. In automation testing, we have different tools: Tosca, Java, Selenium, mobile APM, and there are a lot more tools that you have for automation testing. So every project will have a manual testing team and also an automation testing team, if they are willing to do an automation testing. So we will dig deep dive about this manual and automation testing concepts tomorrow. For today, this is what I wanted to cover. Okay, so if you have any questions or any suggestions, you can just raise your voice. We can always have a word on this. Are we all good? Or yes, Suraj, please tell me. Sorry, I couldn't see your hands raised.
Yeah, so once the defects are identified, right? So we'll be looking into the methods how to debug those defects as part of this course. So what are the types of debugging that will be going on? So those kind of um, thing we'll cover as part of this course.
Yeah, actually, defects debugging will not do, only dev team will do. We'll just raise a defect and then show them what I can tell you how defect we have, how we'll raise a defect, what are the different life cycles of a defect, and how we close a defect, and how to deal with the developers. There will be situations where they won't accept your defect and they'll throw back again saying that this is not a proper defect. I can help you with all those things, but defect debugging, we generally only dev team will do, testers will not do. Can I know what exactly defect debugging, what you're expecting here?
Like looking into the logs and trying to identifying the details of the error or defect, right? So
Yeah, if
so
you are
we'll
doing a
provide
manual testing, see, if you are doing a manual testing, what you generally do is you will have the acceptance criteria or the story in your user board, or you have the requirement that you have in your handy, and then you test according to the scenarios you write. Okay, you don't. If you are doing something back-end testing like DB testing, or if you are doing some API testing, there you have to see the logs and all. But in general manual testing, if at all your application has the visibility of checking the logs, we surely do it. But in manual testing, in general cases, we don't generally look into the logs.
Okay, okay, yeah.
Yeah, Suraj. I guess Shafs is raising a hand.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah.
Hey, once we finish the theory part, normally do we have any project experience on complete manual testing?
Not once we complete, we do it side by side.
Okay,
Once
all
I
right, that's
once I start, yeah, once I start you telling, it will take like 1 week, I believe, to explain you about the major topics of testing. Okay, so then
okay.
I'll start with the test case writing and all. We do it simultaneously. Okay, I'll give you test scenarios. I'll give you a few of the applications where you start writing test cases, so you have the
Yep.
exposure of writing test cases also.
Okay, and this API, all this testing is only on manual, right? Nothing on automation.
Yeah, it's all manual course, so we have covered
Okay.
only manual, but
Yep.
you will have some exposure as I am an automation tester lead. So I will tell you how automation scenario will work side by side, but you cannot get a full-fledged automation course here. As it is a manual testing, it's totally a manual thing that we'll cover. But you
Hey,
do have insights of automation, how we do in automation. I'll compare everything, what happens in manual, what happens in automation. But if you want a specific tool, you have to, get into the specific tool, what automation is. What automation, first you have to choose what automation tool you have to learn. And then only on that perspective, you'll get to know what automation is.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So do we have any other questions here?
What's the duration of this course?
20 days, Vinay. I'll try to close it by 20 days. If not, it might extend. So, sorry, it is including API, right? It will be 30 days, of course.
Like, can you? Are you going to show the API testing man, Postman tool, all those? Practically.
Yeah, I'll do that. It's all, I told you, right? It's all from project perspective only. I'll try to explain everything.
Is
Any
there any
other
recording
question?
sessions? Recording sessions you're going to provide?
Session is getting recorded, but I'm not sure if I can give you the recorder. I'll check and I'll get back to you, Vinay, on that.
Fine.
Or I'll ask my team to get back to you, right?
Okay.
The sessions are surely getting recorded, that is for sure. Every session. I am not sure whether I can give you the access to recording sessions only. Okay, chefs, do you have any question? I see your hands raised.
Oh no, no.
Okay. Okay, then we are good to wind up and have a very nice day. I see a very interactive group here. I hope we continue this journey for next 30 days and we together learn this manual testing course. And I hope I'll help you in this journey and see you all success. Wishing to meet you all tomorrow and have a nice day. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.